guys, it's Kathleen with Trodden Trail. It's Friday, February 10th, I think. I think that's right. It's Friday, February 10th, and this is take two. The cat was wandering around up here and turned off the recording. So hopefully we can start again and make a decent recording here. I'd like to do this in 15 minutes so that I only have to upload one video, but we shall see. Let's see, today I have an FFO. I have some old FFOs from last year to show you, and one little piece of haul that I think I forgot to tell you about last week, and some new plans as the old plans went slightly awry. The dogs are outside. It's supposed to be 60 degrees here today. Very excited. It's only about, I think it's only in the 40s right now, but that feels pretty warm. Yesterday our high was 20, like 3 or something, and it was with a wind, a high wind, and the wind chill was like 7. So 40 feels pretty good right now. Anyway, so let's see. What have I been working on? I did these great plans. I wrote them out. I typed them up. I put them in the calendar, and I did none of them. Sometimes I'm not going to totally disregard the plans and, not set any plans going forward. But I do struggle a little bit when a week in advance decide what I want to work on this time next week, and then that time comes and I don't feel like working on that. And that was the case this week with Harry Potter, Giant Harry Potter. I did work on it a little bit for about a day, kind of off and on a busy day. And I frogged almost the entire Gryffindor banner because I didn't like the color that I had done it in. And got a new start on that, but didn't finish it, and was happy with it. But then I sort of had February calling to me, and I am one of those people. I figured out that I do like, I like to work on the seasonal stuff in the season. So it used to be that I would do Christmas things in the summer and summer things at Christmas, and at Christmas I would be working on 4th of July, and lately I things pull me in, and I want to work on it. So I saw maybe on Facebook a posting by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery about a little Valentine pattern that they had out, and I didn't print the picture. I only have the chart, so I can't show it to you. But if you go to Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, they're seasonal. It's the little Valentine with the little girl at the mailbox, and I thought it was really adorable, and so I purchased that pattern. It was just an inexpensive PDF, and I'm gonna do that on this, just a little piece of linen leftover, a remnant leftover from something else. It's just a little 5x7 piece. I had plenty of other things to do, but it's almost Valentine's Day, and we all kind of want to do Valentine's things during February, or at least I do. I realized when I went to get this fabric that my fabric stash is getting really, really low, and I sort of hate to do a fabric of the month because I'm afraid that I'll get things that I love, but not necessarily that I need. So we had gotten an email from our LNS here a couple days ago that there was going to be a sale going on today and tomorrow on all fabric, charts, and floss. And I think I've mentioned before that the LNS is on the other side of town for me, and Omaha's not that big, but we kind of live on the westernmost end, and the LNS is on the southeastern, not most end, but it's quite southeast of here. It's about 30 minutes. And so, but I have a good rug hooking friend who's also a cross stitcher. I told you about her last week, Colleen. And she texted and said, I'm going to go out. Is there anything you need? And I said, yeah, can you get me some fabric? Just some small remnants so that when I come across a small pattern, I have something to do them on. So she just texted me several pictures of some great little remnants, really inexpensive, and it'll be fun to have those. And so she'll bring those this afternoon. We will be rug hooking. Speaking of rug hooking, I finished the deer rug. I think I showed you a picture of that last week, the kind of the deer head coming up out of the water. And I finished binding it. I did a crocheted binding on that, and it turned out super cute, and it's for my bathroom. And I started a new rug that was a gift from several friends at the rug hooking store. And it's called Rain, Rain, Go Away. And it's 3 ladies in top hats with umbrellas. Very, very sweet. I'll show you just my little start. It's a pretty good size rug, but this is just my little start. The first little lady in the middle. And she's sad because it's raining, and there's her umbrella. So so the ladies who gave this to me color planned it. And the plan is that all their dresses will be mauve-y, pinky, lavendery, and then their top hats are all black, and their umbrellas will be black with polka dots to match their dresses. Below it says Rain, Rain, Go Away. I do a lot of patterns from a company called Spruce Ridge Studios, and they're based on the folk art of Lori Brecklin. And this is a picture of the artwork, the painting that the artist did, and then she allowed this rug designer to do a rug in the same format. So it's very adorable and very sweet, and I'm excited to get it done. And it's kind of springy, so that's kind of good. But anyway, in wanting to do Valentine things this week, and not just Valentine, but February type patterns, I mentioned, I think maybe 1 or 2 videos ago, that I was doing the monthly Snowflower Diaries monthly animal charts. And I finished January, and that was up, and now that's packed away. And so this week I finished February, when I was supposed to be working on Giant Harry Potter. I finished February, and then I FFO'd it this morning. And I bought, Hobby Lobby had a sale earlier in the week on frames, 40% off all frames. And so I went in and bought several frames just to have for these kinds of finishes. And this frame was just a little bit bigger than, I did this on a scrap of fabric, and the frame was just a little bit bigger than the picture. So I mounted the cross stitch on a piece of wool and then stuck it in the frame. And so this is what it ended up looking like. Oh, major glare, sorry. That's February, the 2 little ducks. I love the bottom part of this. And I left off the border, and I'm probably going to leave the border off most of them. I like the border, but this fabric just wasn't big enough to add the border to it. So I thought it turned out really cute. I've done the duck and the mallard's eyes several times over. I'm still not super pleased with them, but they look okay. And I did it sort of loosely based on the colors that the chart called for. But yeah, so I was happy with that, and happy with the way that turned out. And I really like this frame. It's white, but it has a little bit of almost a red underneath, so I thought that worked really well for February. And yeah, so I was kind of happy with that. I just printed off the March one, which has, I think it has a pelican on it with a little chick down below. It's very cute. I noticed in my last video that I say super cute. It's super cute. That's really super cute. I say that all the time in my videos, so I'm making a concerted effort not to say that, because I ought to be able to come up with some other adjectives besides super cute. So anyway, okay. Then I can't remember if I showed this to you last time, and I didn't have time to go look back at the old video, but I found this I found a series of charts that I've been collecting for Valentine's Day, and I found, and this isn't really Valentine's Day, I don't think it is, but it reminded me of something that you might do for Valentine's Day. It's called Alphabet Hearts, and it looks like this. It's just a little flip book. This is by JBW Designs. The chart's by Judy Whitman, and it's just a little alphabet sampler. And I've been following McKenna's progress on her birds and the bees. And so I bought, I don't know if it's the same color, I don't think it's the same color that she's using, but I bought some DMC variegated and got kind of a little bit of a start on that, again with just another scrap of fabric that I had. Let me see if I can show this to you, if it will. I don't have it in a frame. Okay, so that's the beginning of that little sampler. And I think this is really, really sweet and kind of cute. McKenna talks about how she does a whole row going one way and then comes back the other way. And I did do a little bit of that. But then I don't know. I go back and forth with how I cross stitch. Sometimes I do the whole X all at once, and sometimes I don't. And so I've done kind of a little bit of that, and I've done a little bit of just doing the whole X all at one time. And yeah, I'm enjoying that, and it's fun to do something that's just all one color, and I think that's kind of cute. So I'd like to get that done this weekend, but I don't know. I'm probably going to start the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And then I'm not sure if I showed you when I ordered from McKenna which is Sincere Stitches, when I ordered the needle minders, I also ordered this little kind of 3-page chart book, and it's called Faith, Love, and Gentle Words by B and Chris. And I can't remember if I showed this to you or not, but she had this, and it was very inexpensive, and I thought it was very Valentine-y looking, and I love it all. It's just an old chart. I don't know if there's even a date on it, but I thought those were, this is my favorite. I love birds. Oh, and I love the love and the faith and yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I'll ever get to that anytime soon, but I did think that was cute. And then just really quick, finishes from last year that are FFO'd and sitting in my little bowl that I showed you last week, which is green, which doesn't really work with the Valentine decorations set. But I did a whole bunch of these little pillows, these little heart pillows. I should have looked at the book first. If anybody wants to know, I'll go find the book and give you the name and such. And the cat's coming up here, very interested. This is from a book, I think it might be like Blackberry Primitives or something. And I probably did 6 or 8 of these and gave them all except for this one away to friends. I think those are so sweet with the little birds. I did a little bit of beading on there before I really knew how to do beads in cross stitch. Now I know how to do those, and I should probably redo those beads. And then I did both of the ones that Colleen had done that I finished for her last week. But I was trying to think how this happened. So I worked these up, and I think I worked them up on white linen, or pretty clear white linen, and I stitched them, and I wanted them to look older. And so after I had worked them up and I used Weeks, I tea stained them, and you can imagine what happened. The ink ran, or the dye ran from the floss. So I got it pretty much cleaned up, but they're still sectioned. And then I also did the Love Never Fails, which I mentioned, and did our anniversary year. And I finished it like this. And it was before I had watched Vanna's videos on lofting my batting, but so my corners aren't, really should redo all of these. But anyway, I thought that turned out sweet with the little key, and so I was happy with those. So anyway, that's it. I'm hoping to kind of go back to my rotation, maybe starting Monday, Sunday, I don't know, at some point. I'm supposed to have a nice weekend here. Should have some time for stitching. hope everyone's having just a great week, and happy Valentine's Day.